You guys, we have a great Between the Pawn in store. Before we get into it, I want to thank our episode sponsor, Mr. John Rust. Sound of Rust here on YouTube. Go check it out. John is a composer. He's a DJ. He's an MC, a voice actor. He's available for work. He also makes great content. Check him out. Once again, that is Sound of Rust. There's a link in the video description below. Subscribe to his channel. You can also hit him up on Instagram. That's where I talk to him. He's been a great supporter of mine for quite a while, and he's some of these cool items I have behind me, like the Gundam. I think John sent me this one, actually. But he sent me some cool stuff, some stickers that he's given me live on forever here, and I've seen his work, and his voice talent is great. And if you guys think I can do voices, this guy can do voices. So check out Sound of Rust, and with that, let's get into it. All right, what do we got here? Looks like we got some British sets. What do you want? You're always reasonable.
I'm thinking like 9 a piece, and then 5 for the cheaper ones. Comes out to 2 1/4 for the pile.
Deal. So $2.25.
Brazilian currency.
What do you want in the Brazilian currency?
Yeah, it's kind of comes some older ones, some revalued, and it went 1,000 to 1, and then they overprinted.
Oh, cool. What happened? What's the story with this one?
Well, Brazil had several periods, at least a couple periods of hyperinflation, and so then they just revalued their currency. You know, here's an inflationary note later on.
I'm gonna make a TikTok on this. They overprinted?
They printed these, and then they just reprinted them when they chopped off 3 zeros from their exchange rate or whatever.
Price?
Oh, $40.
Done deal.
Ooh, we have good luck fortune charm.
Oh, that's cool. What do you want on this thing? Oh, there's gold in here.
3 grams of 999.
Price?
$2.20.
Done deal. This is cool.
But there's like hundreds of the same thing, transit tokens.
Okay.
Probably mid 20th century, but this one may be a little later. I don't know.
How much?
$90.
Okay. Anything else today?
Just these beads.
Oh, sure. Hey, you want to take a look at these? Some glass beads here?
5 minutes later.
What do you think you want to get for this?
As much as possible.
It's kind of all over the board.
I know.
I had no idea. Like, no idea.
How much do you think?
I'd like to get something like $1.50.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Definitely!
Yeah? Okay, cool.
Boom, it's 500 of them. Bring it up.
500 times
Is there
120.
500 in here?
Yeah.
All right, you got 750 in the bag. Look at
Hell
that.
yeah, score.
Plus 575. 1325.
Yeah, you'd be making some money on that stuff.
You counted it then, huh?
It's approximately that
Yeah,
by
it doesn't
weight.
look like that much.
Well, check it out. Check it out.
I want to count it out. Slightly less than 500. There are 488. 732.
750. Come on, boy.
All right, fine. 750.
Yeah.
There you are. All right, so for $13.25, how are we gonna do? Well, the Brazilian currency, I'm gonna make out on like a bandit because I'm gonna put these on my website. Go check it out, onmanstore.com. Okay, so the canceled notes I'm gonna do on Whatnot because generally people get excited with weird stuff like that, and there's some, shall we say, feverish bidding that happens. So I bet I will get my $40 back just with a few notes here, and I own all the rest for free. I'm gonna put these on my Shopify store for, I don't know, $4 or $5 each. I bet they'll sell. Okay, so I'll probably make, on the Brazilian currency, I'll probably get 5 or 6 fold out at least. He sold me like 40 British sets for $9 each. Averaging out with the cheaper ones, it's like $7 each. I'll probably get 15 each, so I'll double my money on that. The Chinese 10th ouncer, thereabouts. I gotta look this up. I bet this is really collectible. So I'll probably get way more than spot on this. And finally, he brought these in last time and I don't really know what I'm doing. These are sterling silver rings on the beads. We won't do that great on this. We'll make probably $200-300. So all in all, $13.25 in. I'll probably be somewhere around the 2,000 region coming out, so not bad. I'm gonna show this off too before it goes out. This is from the El Cazador Shipwreck. Let's briefly talk about the El Cazador. So I have here the Nuestra Senora de la Maravilla Shipwreck coin. I did already sell this coin. I got $800 on it. I honestly sold it too cheap, but I paid $250, so fuck it, in and out. Let's really quickly talk about this shipwreck because it is pretty interesting. So this shipwreck actually starts with another shipwreck. Get a load of this. There was a ship called the Capitana, and it was leaving South America, heading for Spain. It had King Philip IV's prized gold statue of the Virgin Mary cradling baby Jesus. King Philip thought that he could buy his way into heaven if he presented this gold statue to the Catholic Church. So this big fancy statues aboard the ship with all this other treasure, and 8 days after it launches, it sinks off the coast of Ecuador. So King Philip goes nanners. Again, he thinks it's his ticket into heaven. So he sends all these ships with divers and slavers, and they look and they look and they find it, which is incredible back in the day that they could find it. He recovers his gold statue and the other loot, and he gets it over to Havana. Now they're gonna try this again. So this is where the La Maravilla comes into play. It was this great big ship, and the Archbishop of Havana blesses the ship, and there's 22 warships, a full squadron, to accompany La Maravilla so that this doesn't happen again, so that King Philip can get his fancy gold statue. The lead navigator of the squadron really dropped the ball. He thought that they were out in the open ocean and they were clear of all the reefs and shoals, and they weren't. Suddenly this reef pops up on the horizon out of nowhere, and they start firing warning shots to warn the La Maravilla, but there's so many ships, it's chaos, it's too late, and in the chaos of trying to get out of the way, a smaller ship accidentally rams the La Maravilla, puts a hole in it, and the ship sinks. Of the massive crew, because this was a big ship, only 45 survived, and King Philip died in 1665, having never gotten his gold statue back. So it took 300 years for this to be found. It was discovered in 1972, part of the wreck was, and then again discovered in 1987. There's still quite a lot of treasure that is scattered from this wreck, because you know, at the bottom of the ocean there's currents, the shipwrecks get scattered. So these are actually very expensive. Like I said, I got a decent price on this. I paid $250, so it was a great buy, but this is a very interesting story to me, and I just love getting shipwreck coins. But you guys, if you see these, I checked this one out. This one is real, but you do need to be careful when you see these. The best way to get these coins is through like NGC. All right, we got some gold jewelry. Let's take a look.
This is some gold and silver. These are just some watches. I know, I'm almost positive none of them are gold. This is some.
Well, I buy everything here. Or I buy just about everything.
Oh,
so.
great.
All right, let's take a look. What do you want me to start with?
Yeah, so whatever you want. Yeah.
Let's start with the gold jewelry.
Okay.
That's sterling, that's sterling, that's sterling. This is probably gold filled.
That I think was my father's
fraternity pin?
Physician. No, I think it was his physician something. I'm not sure.
Gold filled. And this. Okay, so the question is it filled with putty or is it solid? It's definitely gold. 415. We'll call it 420 because I like that number.
Oh, thank you.
Here's 420. All right, well, let's go over that. She was down on her luck, and I mean, it's not my job to have sympathy or, you know, fix somebody's problem for them, but I paid her top dollar for stuff just because I want to help as much as I can. So I took this right here. This is the chance, the gamble I took. This is 10.2 grams. I think it's gold all throughout. If it turns out it's hollow, well, I just lost probably $200. I just made a $200 mistake if this is hollow. I don't think it is. I really don't. The only way to know is to send it to a smelter. That's a nice piece, but it's not anything special. This melts at 385 if this is gold throughout. So between this and this little pin here, this is what I paid. And I own everything else for free. Now the other stuff's not that expensive. Let's say I got 420 and I'll probably be at about 700 on my way out. We'll see. It was a decent deal and it's always nice to help somebody out. So I was at the bar with my friend Mike on Friday. We were talking about Mike is supporting somebody in Ukraine. He travels a lot and he was in Ukraine before the war and he met some people and so he stayed in contact with them. He's sending them small amounts of money. I said, well, can I help? And he said, sure. So, you know, I got her this lady's PayPal and I'm sending her like $30. He's sending 50. And so we're trying to determine, well, how far does $50 go? Because I have bricks of Ukrainian cash that I purchased to resell. They're uncirculated, they're fun novelty items, and they're frankly cool. You know, I paid X amount of money for the bricks. I'm not gonna say exactly how much. We were comparing that against the price index of living there. And I thought, boy, this guy, whoever's putting these bricks together, I wonder if he works at the Ukrainian treasury, because this guy's making a lot of money if that's the exchange rate, if the dollar goes that farther. So the conversation turned to cost of living. How expensive is it there? What does a dollar get you? Because, you know, $50 doesn't get you here in the United States. I'm sending the lady 30. So, you know, it apparently really helps there. Okay, well, how bad is the economy? What's the cost of living like there? So we're sitting and he's trying to figure out the cost of eggs. And he's like, I wish there was something more relatable that just, it's a simple item in and out and you can scale it across the world. I go, Mike, that actually exists. It's like, what? The Big Mac Index. What is the Big Mac Index? Well, a Big Mac, McDonald's. We've covered McDonald's here on Pawn Man. And if you have not seen my episode, do go check it out. It is one of my favorite subjects I've covered. So McDonald's though is global, all over the world. So what the Big Mac Index is, because it is a product that you can get globally, and because of that, the pieces going into it are the same, and so it should cost the same. Now, why doesn't it cost the same? Therein lies the index. So let's say the United States has a Big Mac at $5. I'm aware they're more expensive now, but let's say for simplicity's sake, a Big Mac is $5 here in the US, but in the UK, it's £3, and we have an exchange rate of 1.5. 5 to 3 is 1.67, but if the actual exchange rate is 1.5, what that tells us is that the UK currency is undervalued. That's how that works. So this actually works really well. Mike and I put it to the test with, we're trying to figure out the cost of eggs, and there are numbers all over the board. Inflation's, made it even wackier. But then we used the Big Mac index and we compared it against the exchange rate, and it worked perfectly. So the Big Mac index, you guys, actually, it's not a magic bullet, but for simplicity's sake, it does work very well. And to me, it is just fascinating that that is a thing that works. The Economist invented it in 1986, and they honestly accidentally, they did it like as a novelty, but they accidentally invented a fantastic way, at least in our capitalist society, the way that we consume, can relay economies and currencies against each other at a global scale using one product that is consumed the same, built the same, pretty much globally. Isn't economics fun?
He's a creepy old man in a windowless van who wants to babysit the con artist can.
All right, what do we got here?
Worth some bucks to do this. Worth some bucks.
So what is it? I know you know what it is. Just tell me what it is.
Dude.
Okay, if you don't tell me what it is, I'm gonna just offer you like $5.
Evan, it's worth some money. It's worth some money.
Again, I can't assess that because I have no idea what the hell I'm looking at. I don't know what culture that's from. I don't know how old it is. I don't know what kind of fur is on it. I don't even know if I can legally sell the fur. I can't make an offer on something I don't know what it is. I have no idea who made this doll. There's no indication. And then we have
Doorstep.
oh, a door stopper. Thank you. See? Help me with something. And this stuff is costume. I know that. I'd be at like $20 for this stuff.
That's the best you can do?
That, without knowing what the hell this is I'm paying for, yeah, that is the best I can do. If you can come and give me and say this is this, that, and that, and here one for this and that, then there's negotiating room. But I don't know what I'm even buying. So $20. That's all you're gonna get out of me today for this stuff.
Do a little bit better, sir.
$20, it's a bunch of stuff I don't want, and I'm so busy right now, I'm literally not even listing my own stuff. I don't have time.
If you do 30, I'd be happy.
I'm not doing 30, so, all right, well, sorry we couldn't make a deal, but I do appreciate, as always, you coming by. All right.
What do you give me without that?
$15, you can have this thing back.
That's fine.
That's fine? Okay. I haven't seen him in a while. Here's what annoys me. He knows whatever the that is, and he won't tell me because he still thinks that he's got one up on me and he's got this facade going. He doesn't know that I know that he's an antique expert. But it's like, if you want to make a deal with me, I don't have time to look and sit and like, just fucking, what is it? So I can look and see and make you a fair offer, because I'm not going to take your word for it. You wrote 79 in your sociopath handwriting on it. He's never written a price tag that high on anything. I've said it before on here, you've got to know what your is if you're going to sell it. For your own sake, for your own advantage. Know what you have so somebody doesn't lowball you or take advantage of you. So this is this is dog this is costume, this is crap. This is worth $1, tops. I don't know what's up with this doll. I assume crap. It doesn't look that well made. Here's why I did the deal. This is probably 1950s. This is $50 all day. This camel vintage door stopper. Here's all my money back threefold. I own the rest of the for free, but in this case, this is Don't we love the con artist gang? Do you know what he did to me? Don't tell. Don't tell. Once again, you guys, before we get into the questions and we start talking here, I want to thank the episode sponsor again, John Rust, Sound of Rust here on YouTube. Check him out. He's a composer, a DJ. He does voice acting. He can help with all things sound. So if you're looking to hire somebody with some great sound skill, check out John Rust, Sound of Rust. Link in the video description. With that, how's the week? How do I look? How does it seem? This is the part where I go into an extreme detail and I tell you everything that happened. And unfortunately, I must have been a really, really, really bad Nazi in a past life, because my karma is unreal bad. Unreal. I've had terrible, terrible, terrible things happen to me, both in my personal life and here in this business, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. So unfortunately now, because of all this craziness that has happened to me, like, I can't believe how much people hate me. Seriously, there's real people worth hating. I hate, like, there's people that I hate that, like, I don't actually hate them. I think they're annoying, but people hate my guts. And it just blows me away how crazy people are and how much of a target I painted on my own back without trying to. And the fact is, going forward, I'm going to be not as transparent, which is unfortunate because that was my business practice with social media and running this business, was being very transparent and telling you guys what's going on so that you can enjoy the reality show this is. But the fact is, it is now putting me in danger. I gotta be more careful here. So unfortunately, there's gonna be just a lot of new business practices going forward with what I do here, with how I convey things, with how I am accessible. I am seriously entertaining the idea of getting private security 24/7 here, just to protect me, because I've had just weird happen. And unfortunately, it has put me in a horrible mood. I am extremely backed up on orders. You'll get it when you get it, is all I can say. I'm trying as fast as I can. There's some private things that are going on too, and it's affecting the business as well. It's like, no, he's dead, it's okay. But it's just, there's a lot going on at once, and I already had a lot going on, and it's just too much for me to handle, and it just continues and continues and continues and gets worse, and I just, for the love of God, want to make it stop. Announcements. The H.H. Holmes bars are on my website. You guys, again, please check out my website, pawnmanstore.com. Don't message me asking to buy stuff. That's not how we do it anymore. It's just, I can't keep up with all this, and it's just too much going on at once. If you want to buy from me, use the Pawn Man store. There's no need to message me and ask me how much something is. It is right there. We have mystery boxes on there. If you want something special built in the mystery box, there is a window to include special notes. Again, there's no need to jam up my messaging. I'm trying to keep it as clear as I can so that I can keep the wheels turning here, because there's just so freaking much going on at once. I can't handle it. Okay, so also, you guys, the H.H. Holmes bars. I had Lady Liberty Bullion do a big, I wanted to be almost done with DB Cooper by now. So, you know, and it's nothing against him. The guy's really busy, and I don't only want to have these. I want to have all of his products too, his weapons and his other cool stuff. The other Podman stuff he's making for me. You know, I kind of pushed it on this one. I said, do a special batch and like, let's kind of get them. So we're in the 20s now. There's only going to be 34, so there's probably just going to be one more batch. And then they're gone. That's it. No more. I'm keeping number 1. I'm keeping number 34, the last one. And I'm going to keep the first and the last one of every one that I do. Next up, you guys, is DB Cooper. I'm really excited about that. We're going to talk all about him. It's one of my favorite crime stories. And there's an economic fact in the DB Cooper story that just fries me. Like, it screams everything that is wrong with the government. But we'll get to that when we get to that. I don't know how many there's gonna be yet. I'm leaning toward 20 because he wanted his bills in unmarked 20s. 34 was kind of a lot. I'd like to do something way more limited and exclusive. So those will be on my website. I will announce before they come out. 2 other things I wanted to talk about. One, I knew it was gonna happen. The Black Americana obviously pissed some people off. Buying these collectibles to explain their history and why although they come with racist roots, they're usually made by black people for black people. Just me simply conveying that information is somehow racist. Of course it is. I am trying to donate them. The amount of people like, why don't you donate them to a museum? I'm trying. I've messaged 4 museums. They haven't gotten back to me. So eat a bag of dicks. God damn, you just can't win. I know it's being said just to pull my tail. It's just, you know, my headspace right now, but okay. And then the last thing I want to get into before the questions, because this has come up a lot. Obviously it's coming from people that don't watch the channel very often, because I explained in detail why. Let's explain it again. Why am I censoring myself? You're like, oh, what an idiot. He's censoring himself. Well, so what? One, the patrons, you know, if you're a Patreon, $1 a month, you get to watch the uncensored episodes. I give you 2 links. You get the censored version that everyone's gonna see. You get the uncensored. It'll come with some cutout stuff too. It's a little bit longer, so you're getting a little bit more content for your buck. But I want to direct you to what Buddy wrote here, and I think he's right. I am being shadow banned, and it is unfortunate. Some asshat at YouTube hired Nancy Reagan to run the algorithm because you gotta make family-friendly content. I don't like family-friendly content. I don't watch that shit. I am an adult. I like watching adult content because that's what adults do. And frankly, it is not the direction our society is going. But the algorithm, the way it's crafted, if you're swearing, I am for sure being shadow banned. And it is so frustrating given the amount of time, effort, energy, money I put into this. I don't make money on this. And this is a business. This is part of my business. This is why I'm here at 11:15 when I gotta wake up at 8:30 tomorrow because I have some fucking bullshit I gotta deal with and I gotta come here. And I need to hire more help. I need to build this business up, and it's not working because of like this, because I'm being shadow banned for swearing, which is outrageous. So because I am choosing to exercise my freedom of speech and produce content that is in accordance with me and my values, which is not family friendly, I'm being punished for it. So much so that it is massively costing me, and I now have to sacrifice swearing on here in order to grow and hopefully make some money on here and turn this around. So hopefully that answers your question. And if you can't wrap your head around that, then I think you gotta be a rich kid who has no concept of money and what it's like to run a business in reality. That's my pet theory. Okay, so let's get into the questions so I can get out of here. Question 1, coming in from Pato Swag, says, what is your favorite music genre and current artist / band? So honestly, I was way into rap. I still am. The New Orleans robbery, because I listen to gangster rap that like deals with like crime, it hit a little close to home. When I started listening to rap again, we were playing Jeezy, Young Jeezy, Thug Motivation 101. Probably one of my favorite albums of all time. Jeezy's my favorite rapper. I really like Currency. I really just like 90s rap, like older 90s rap. I am the whitest motherfucker. I can't dance. I am so awkward. I am the opposite of who this music is crafted for, but I really like this kind of rap music, like gangster 90s rap. Lately, I've been listening to a lot of my favorite music from high school, minus Lost Prophets, because they literally ruined that genre for me. I actually got into rap because of Lost Prophets, because of partly what happened. If you don't know, look it up. Guy's a monster. Anyway, question 2 coming in from Dennis Barker. What do you do with the stones from the melt jewelry? My local shop takes all the stones out, puts them. I have a guy, I'm gonna just cut this question off. I have a guy I sell them to. I do not want to sell them to anyone else. I hang up on people when they call me and say, sell me your stones. I won't do that. I know the guy, I like the guy, I trust the guy. I don't know what I'm doing with stones. I'd rather have somebody I know and trust and like, who I can comfortably work with and mail him shit and not get ripped off. There's one diamond guy in New York. I sent him some diamonds like a year and a half ago and he definitely me. So I will not work with anyone else. I don't care who you are or what you can offer me. I don't want it. Don't waste your time. Question 3 coming in from Mark Lewis. Mark says, Ali's signature probably changed a lot toward the end of his career. I'd assume with the shaken. How do you take that into consideration? Is there any method you use? Just curious. Awesome video. Indeed, yeah, because he was a boxer and, he got... His signature probably did change. In fact, a lot of people's do change a little bit. Most people's don't change that much, but it does change a pinch. I was told, if you guys remember, watch the video, if I remember right, it was earlier in his career. So it would not have changed at that point. I'm not an autograph expert, so couldn't tell you. I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit, kind of, sort of, not really. And I just, take it as I go. I don't know if that signature is real. Apparently that guy he called me back. He did sell it, and he got a couple $100 up, but he never got authenticated. So I'm thinking like, well, you might have burned someone. Who knows? Okay, next question. I have 2 questions for the next Between the Pawn. What kind of Bitcoin do you purchase? Then the part 2 is, do you think about what Cancun is doing with Ethereum and if it will affect the US now that our dollar will be backed by crypto instead of... That's not a thing. You guys, here's the deal. I don't give advice on crypto because it's gambling. It remains to be gambling until it is regulated and adopted by governments all around the world, including the United States, etc. And there's laws and regulations and rules, and it's not the Wild West. I'm not buying crypto right now, and it's gambling, simple as that. So you guys will notice every single major cryptocurrency social media influencer massively misleads everyone at least one point in time, usually more than that. There's no way of predicting it. Everyone's full of shit. There's so much corruption. There's so much crime. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say, look, if you got money to burn, you can't go wrong buying Bitcoin. Well, you can. Go to the casino. If you don't like doing that, then buy some crypto. All right, next question. Between the Pawn question. How has TikTok increased the payout for videos longer than a minute affected you in your business? So TikTok has had 3-minute videos for several years. You guys, I make like $200-300 a month on TikTok. That's it. I get millions of views a month. I get $200 or $300. It's a joke. Now what I could do, I could go live and live on that thing live, and then I could make some money. I just can't do that. So unfortunately, just the viewing platform, this here, YouTube, this is what pays you fairly. If I had my audience of TikTok here on YouTube, I would have no problems right now. Or like, I would have a full staff of 20 people working here. I wouldn't be working 90 hours a week. I'd have a bigger store. I'd have security so that I'm not constantly getting crazy shit happening to me. I would be less exposed than I am now. I would have a better life. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Instagram, Meta, they don't pay you shit. TikTok doesn't pay you shit. YouTube is the only thing that pays you fair, and it is so goddamn hard to grow in here, and I'm being shadow banned. So as far as the 3-minute structure, how did that affect me? It did. And again, you guys, I know I sound like a whiny little this one. I'm having a really bad time, and I'm trying really hard to like not scream and like lose my temper. All right, last question. Roy helped us, says, got a question for next Between the Pawn. Here's a good one. What is your favorite Slipknot song? And I got another one for you. If, for example, a Raid Shadow Legend wants to sponsor you, would you do it? Greetings from the Netherlands. I like the Netherlands. I've never been there, but I'd love to go. Okay, what's my favorite Slipknot song? Vermilion, Circle, Danger, Keep Away, Opium of the People, and it's a cop-out answer, but it's Great song, Duality. And I guess, just because it is their most famous song, Wait and Bleed, and I watched so many anime music videos when I was a teenager to that song. Okay, the only people I won't take sponsorship from, I won't take hate groups, I won't take politics. Yeah, other than that, I'll sponsor anybody can sponsor me. So let me know if you want to be a sponsor. And you guys, that'll do it for this Between the Pawn. Once again, I want to thank the sponsor, Mr. John Rust, Sound of Rust here on YouTube. There's a link in the video description. John's an MC, a DJ, a voice actor, a composer. He's multi-talented with music. Hit him up if you have work for him. He's definitely worth it. He offers great rates. And if you guys like this video, be sure you give it a thumbs up. Hit that notification button so you guys know when new episodes of Pawn Man, Between the Pawn, all the other great stuff we do here on YouTube are coming out. If you guys want to become a Pawn Man Patreon or supporter of mine, I could use all the help I could get. If you like what I do, just know that all the money I get goes toward improving the product here. I really want to buy a new camera, so please become a Patreon. Get my books on Amazon. Follow me on social media at Pawn Man, and I'll see you guys back here for another Between the Pawn. Later, guys.